Bring up race, privilege, or personal accountability in a crowded room, and you can almost feel the temperature drop. In our daily political and online discourse, these topics are minefields. The moment they get introduced, people reflexively dig in their heels, cross their arms, and throw up immediate psychological walls to protect themselves from criticism. But inside a comedy club, those same rigid rules start to bend. When comedian Charles Mack III steps up to the microphone, the heavy tension of the outside world is conspicuously absent. He looks out at a mixed crowd, stares them down, and delivers a blunt, aggressive critique of how both sides handle race. Outside, this would start a riot. In here, the crowd erupts into cheers. This diagram shows a vertical scale tracking two distinct social markers, speaker status and audience status. To get a crowd to cheer for their own roast, a comedian has to execute a calculated psychological tactic known as the status drop. Charles begins his set by actively refusing to project any sort of arrogance or superiority over the people he's about to address. Instead, he rattles off a rapid-fire list of severe personal and financial failures. He admits to owing child support, receiving 7 more letters, having 2 children, 2 baby mamas, no job, car, or house. Then he adds physical vulnerability to the financial ruin. He tells the audience about a recent seizure, warning them with total earnestness that if he falls on stage and starts shaking, it is absolutely not part of the act. These extreme confessions cause the speaker's status to plummet instantly to the bottom of our scale, below the audience baseline. By stripping away his ego, he removes all threat. The audience feels superior, and that safety evaporates their defensive reflexes. He has successfully made himself the absolute biggest loser in the room. With the crowd's sympathy secured and their defenses down, Charles shifts gears to test their boundaries. He points to a hypothetical woman in the crowd, calling her Big-Ass Judy, who takes up 2 seats, farts, and smells like McDonald's fry grease. It is blunt, crass, and objectively offensive. This crude imagery functions as a mechanical shock pivot. This specific brand of aggressive shock humor sends a clear signal to everyone in the seats. Standard social etiquette and political correctness are now officially turned off. Suspending those rules creates a psychological vacuum. The room becomes completely isolated from the judgments of the outside world, granting the comedian explicit permission to explore topics that are otherwise completely off limits. With the room sealed off and the crowd thoroughly disarmed, Charles is primed to deliver his actual socio-political payload. He turns directly to Black America, demanding strict personal accountability. He openly mocks the reflex to blame the white man as a universal excuse for unpaid bills, for missing directions, or a broken clock. He immediately pivots to white America, attacking their racial paranoia. He ridicules the absurdity of white people visibly sweating and physically clenching up the moment a Black person walks by them in sub-zero temperatures. Because of the environment he built, this heavy critique travels smoothly upward from the low-status speaker to the high-status audience. The message cleanly bypasses the space where the defensive barrier used to be. A diverse crowd can sit comfortably and digest these harsh societal truths because the person holding them accountable is conceptually preaching from the gutter rather than lecturing them from a podium. In the span of a few minutes, 2 distinct demographics take direct, heavy hits about their deepest societal flaws, yet they sit shoulder to shoulder, completely united in laughter. Sociologists and historians refer to this specific dynamic as the jester's privilege. Stand-up comedy acts as one of the last remaining forums where this privilege survives. It provides a designated space where a self-proclaimed fool can absorb all of our collective judgment, which frees them up to hold a mirror to our shared absurdities. Before a comedian can successfully take a swing at our flaws, they have to publicly fall on their own sword.